school tomorrow, and I'm a portrait photographer, mainly digital, occasionally film.
What made you choose photography?
So I wouldn't say like, it might sound cheesy, but I wouldn't say like I chose it. It kind of chose me, I guess, because even as like, when I was like 4 years old, I was always attracted to like holding like mini like disposable cameras and stuff like that. Like there's old pictures of me holding old film cameras. So like I guess I always had a kind of an interest with just cameras in general and taking pictures of people. When I got older, like say like more towards now, like about 2-3 years ago, I started researching like how to actually like do it professionally. So I bought a film camera off eBay, and then I started taking pictures of my friends, and from there it just kind of, I just started to like, like this is something I could actually do. So it developed from there. Maybe like I would say getting to know the person. Like, you might think I would have said like actually taking the picture, but I feel like that's only like a fraction of it. Like it's mainly, the camera is just a tool for me to like get to know people and figure out like who they are. So like I feel like the intimate side of it is what excites me. Like, like every time I shoot with someone, it's always like a new story with them. Like I'm always, it's like exciting to, because I don't know, I just always, I don't know, like I feel like that also impacts the photos themselves. Like, if I'm shooting someone who's, how do I put this, like they give off like a bad energy or whatever, like when I meet them, they don't seem like they want to be there. So it'll show in the photos, compared to if I'm shooting with someone who's like has good energy, and they're talking, whatever, they were comfortable and everything, like it comes out in the photos as well, if that makes sense.
How would you describe your own working style? Like, like let's say, for instance, somebody that does photography or something, they always have that unique style that's them. Like, how would you describe yours?
Okay. So, yeah, I wouldn't even say like I actually have one yet. Like I said, it's always changing. So like, sometimes it could be inspired by photographers like Daido Moriyama, he's a Japanese film photographer, and his stuff is like very distorted and like dreamlike. It's like, so some of my photos, if you look at them and then look at some of his old work, it kind of reflects that. But mainly I'm trying to kind of play around with different styles to find my own, and I'm still figuring it out. I wouldn't say exactly that I have my own unique style, where that if you look at my photo and say, oh, Danny took that, like it might be similar to something I've shot before, but I don't think I have, like I said, I don't have my own unique aura or energy to my photos yet.
Out of all the projects you've ever worked on, which one is your favorite?
I would have to say one of my most recent ones, I guess, that I shot with my friend Mav, or Mav Elise, our whole name, but I call her Mav. And basically the concept was like a punk rock concept, and I wanted her to wear like like leather jackets and stuff like that. And I still achieved that, but the reason I liked it, because I ended up going beyond that and doing something even like with the edits and everything and the pictures. Like I feel like I went beyond that, and that's usually what I like. Those are the shoots I like the most, because I like going in to shoots where I don't have a plan, because that's where I have the most fun. It gives me more freedom compared to one where I have a plan and I know I want to do this. It's boring, because I'm only limiting myself to that one thing. And I know I said that we did go in with a plan, but in the post process, like the editing process, I kind of just did whatever, and I actually liked it coming out better that way than if I would have stuck to the main concept.
Who inspires you?
If you would have asked me that like a year or two ago, I would have said probably like Kid Cudi or something, or just some type of artist. But now I try not to focus too much on something or someone else. So I would say myself, but it's impossible not to, I don't want to sound like pretentious. It's impossible not to have inspiration from something or someone, but the only reason I say myself is because I try to take inspiration from my own life. So when it comes to coming up with ideas or how to take this certain way to take photos, you know, you don't get that by looking at someone else's work, or like you can take parts of it, but the main way to get inspiration is to just live life and experience things. So yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from my own life.
Can you show us where you do most of your work?
Yeah, let's go. So my main camera, which is like my digital camera, it's a Canon Rebel SL3. Yeah, I started with like a Canon Rebel T3, but yeah, I don't know. I guess this is just what I use at the moment. I mean, there's nothing specific about it for why I chose it. It's just better than the one I started with, even though I don't really believe it matters what you're using, especially for what I do, which is like artistic kind of photography, where you're mainly editing it to look better. Which, not to say that the photos themselves shouldn't matter. The photos should be good based from the beginning. But yeah, this is mostly what I use.
How long did it take you to properly know how to use it and just get comfortable?
I would say maybe like a year after I started, but even that, like I'm still going back to the other question about like my process and everything. Like I'm still even learning that. Like yes, I know like the basic stuff, like when to use certain lighting, but you know, lighting is unpredictable. So I feel like you're always learning, and this could go for any photographer. You're always learning because, like I said, lighting, natural lighting, artificial lighting. You're always playing with something new. So I don't think you can ever fully like know, but you can definitely become more experienced based on different lighting experiences, like when to. So yeah, I think I'm definitely getting there for the most part.
All right, last but not least, what advice can you give to someone that wants to do what you do?
Okay. So I didn't originally start with portrait photography. I started with landscape on film, but to anyone that wants to try portrait photography or just photography in general, I would say, you know, try not to focus too much on it looking good or bad or compare it to what you think it should look like looking at someone else's photo and saying, oh, it's bad because it doesn't look as good as this one. It's not about that. Like, take pictures of your friends, take pictures of, like, I don't mean to curse, but anything that speaks to you, basically. So like if the picture's blurry or whatever, you know, like if you like it, if it speaks to you, then put that out into the world. You know, it's not, if you're a photojournalist, then okay, that doesn't apply to you. Obviously you want the picture to look focused and stuff, but if you're going more towards the artistic side of it, it doesn't matter like what other people think about it. It's a reflection of you. You know, you're trying to tell your own story. So, you know, I would say, and this is what I'm trying to do, is do the opposite of what's supposed to look right. You know, if it's wrong to, I don't know, invert the colors on the picture or something, that's a cheesy example, but like something as crazy as, you know, if it looks crazy to you, then do that. You know, if it doesn't feel right, then do that. Like, I would say the best thing to do is just go out of your comfort zone when you're taking the pictures. Try not to stick to the basic guidelines, because there really is no guidelines in photography.